Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Apple. Before getting into the analysis itself, I want to mention that this asset was voted for in the Discord to be covered next, so here it is. If you want to vote or have a say for the next asset that I create an analysis for, join the Discord. On this video, I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios a price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. So let's take a look at this chart. Now, this is going to be again macro to micro analysis, meaning we're first going to be looking at this very high time frame monthly candle sizes all the way since around the 1980s to the current 2022, so around 40 years of history in the charts. So let's get right into it, starting with this count. Again, this is the main high time frame count in which we would have the basic start around here at August 1985. Now this structure here is part of basically a guessing game because we don't just have any data there. This definitely can be a wave 1 up here, or this could be part of a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So to me, whatever we have here does not really matter. The thing, or the main thing that I have here is that, okay, this whatever is going to be the end of wave 1. Up here, it has very high RSI already. It is definitely a large move in itself here, 700%. Definitely a very large move in here. Now, if we are going to go a bit lower time frame, we can take a look at the substructures here. After that point, not like that. There we go. Try that again. So in here, we would have this as a 1, 2, well, here's the issue here overall. This is the highest RSI here. So I would think that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Although we don't have a very good looking wave structure here, we do have that divergence here between 3rd and 5th. And that's basically the only reason I want to say that we have an impulse wave here. Since then, we would have a 3-way structure here into this possible wave 2. There's also an alternate in which this wave or 3-way structure would be only the start of this wave 2, and then we would have some kind of 3-way pattern here into wave B and then again wave C. Why do I even think about that? Is because this next structure here looks more like a 5-way structure than a 3-way structure. So that's the reason why I almost could prefer that we have 3 here. Wave 2 down here. But this is definitely another possibility for it. For this current count, I have it here labeled, but if we place the wave 2 here, we can just continue with the count as well. But instead of this being a 3rd wave of this 1, 2, 3, 4, then this would be a wave 1. So there is going to be a bit of a difference there on higher time frame counts, but again, in very local structures that we are mainly trading, it does not really matter. Now, that would again bring us to this low here around 2003, and since then we have the best looking 5-way structure we have here on Apple since the start here. So this would be another 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We do have that divergence between the 3rd and 5th of this 3rd, and then again 3rd of 3rd and 5th of 3rd here does have that divergence, creating that topping pattern here for this possible 3rd, or again with the wave 2 being here, then this would be a wave 1 of a smaller time frame as a 1, 2. But yeah, for this one, I'm just going to be going with this count where we have this wave 2 here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. For the wave 4 here, we would have this as a 3-way structure like so, and then another 5-way structure into another wave 1. In here, we would have a divergence at the very tip top, creating or giving a signal, okay, there is some kind of 5-way move here. However, again, it is not perfect looking because again, the 3rd wave is so high here on this overall structure, so it does not really have the right look. Since then, again, we would have this as another 1, 2, again, because we do have overlap, we can't have this as a 3rd and 4th. And the next part is again up to interpretation, in which again we have this as a 1, 2 of low degree. However, this wave 2 does not get into the wave 1 territory of here, of this previous higher time frame or higher degree structure. So this could be a 3 and 4. Now, There is divergence happening between these highs here, if we see in that RSI. So it is possible that, again, we could be topping something larger here, saying that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this would be 5. But at that point, again, we can't really have, or we don't really have the good look here on logarithmic scale. And one could argue that this is smaller than this one, although, again, we are on logarithmic scale. On price terms, this is like 1.618 extension or extended 1.618 of that first move. So it definitely is larger, as you see here. Then again, another overlap between here, so we can't have anything but another 1, 2 or another 3, 4. But again, with this count in mind, I've got this as a 1, 2. Again, we have to be reminding ourselves that this is probably one of the most bullish interpretations here on Apple, but this is the one I want to prefer at this very moment. For the next video, if I'm going to be covering Apple at some point, I feel like I could be making some kind of a more bearish view to just keep us in some kind of reality here. There is a possibility, of course, that we are creating something higher here, or something of a topping pattern, because we are getting these divergences here happening, and at some point this has to be crushing and crumbling down. If we are looking at even monthly time frame, we've had this trend line coming down here, but it still has so many years to go through before it has to basically correct downwards. Even 10 years probably. But again, there's plenty of time to analyze this macro moves. So let's go through this last bit here that I got. This was again that 1, 2 that had overlap here. And since then, again, overlap means that, okay, this has to be something else. So I'm thinking that this is indeed a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a extended fifth, extended first here, and then a bit smaller 3 and 4 and 5. Now we do have that divergence between third and fifth here, which is expected. However, we do have that divergence from the wave 1 as well. Generally what this means is that we could be having this as some kind of a diagonal start, but again, we don't have that overlap here between the fourth and first, so it is still pretty good looking as is. Of course, we could be labeling this as an ABC here, three ways, and it doesn't even look half bad. This structure over here on the last bit is again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't have overlap, so we don't need to be having it as a diagonal either. And then since then we would have this as another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into the third. Now this would bring us to completion of something up here, whether it is a third of something, a fifth of something, or something else completely. Again, these are the higher time frames that at least I'm not currently trading. I'm more looking for these local structures that I could be swing trading, and not just basically investing into infinite time structures here in higher time frames. But I got two different counts for this very local structures, so let's get through them as well here, as this is a macro to micro. In this one, I'm thinking this could be an ABC. We would get to the 1.618 here extension. The other possibility would be that this would be some kind of a 3, 4, and 5. That would also be a possibility. I don't think I have it labeled like that as on any of these counts, so let me just actually put it there here, just a reminder. But yeah, ABC, this would be the first part of this whole correction, then another ABC. However, now this is very extended. We probably need to end this here. It is going to the 2.236, there we go, extension of this A wave here, pivoted from B, which is very unlikely in general. Generally, we don't want to see that more than 1.618, but again, especially in crypto and high leverage markets, this could happen. However, in stocks, this is very, very unlikely. So that's why I wanted to create some kind of other count here as well. This structure here is definitely some kind of impulse structure. It has these divergences happening here, which is starting the possibility of turning this downwards overall. We have still this trend line, or we had this trend line in which was broken downwards, and we can see that this trend again most likely is turning to the lower side now. We have not broken the trend line on the price, but I would expect this to do so in very short term. The other idea overall is that we have this as an A, B, and then C. It can be labeled this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as well. So this C would top down, or top the pattern down here. And since then, we would complete some kind of three-way structure, whether it is that wave 4 of primary over here. I'm not quite sure of that. The expectation is again on this count that we would be getting to this previous wave 4 area. We did get into it right here around $129, but to me, this structure size, if we are just looking at it here, is very small compared to the wave 2 here. It is almost like a third of it. So that's why I'm more leaning towards the idea of this as being just the start of something. However, again, as we are having this as very impulsive looking structure, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be done, I'm not expecting it to be done yet, we could be creating this as some kind of zigzag pattern. This would create us a lot of movement upwards still, even after this fifth wave. Of course, we need to correct it first and then continuation upwards. But yeah, this would create us this potential, or even 5-wave structure here, most likely, getting back to this previous wave 4 area around $116. So that is the overall idea here that I would be seeing. Of course, we can't even predict how high this is going to go before we are going to get this retracement here. If this count is even going to be playing out. Overall, what I'm looking at is wave 4 here. Again, previous wave 4 area around $167 to $162. That would be my area to look for long setups here for this possible last fifth, and then I would be definitely looking to short this down. Whether it is going to be a wave 2 of something here, and we are going to be continuing this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the moon, or this is going to be an A, B, and C, and having this as the basically connector wave here for this structure and moving that downwards again for that possible fall. There's few scenarios in here, but yeah, those are the structures that I'm definitely looking at in the short time frame. Wave 4 definitely can take a couple of weeks to happen, especially now that we didn't really have a large wave 2 here. I would be expecting this fall to take some kind of complex structure pattern back to these areas, and yeah, at that point we could be looking for that last fifth. Again, why I'm not thinking this is a C wave here or ABC is just because of the extension here for that third wave. We are right around the 2.618 extension of this first leg here, so it makes more sense to me that okay, this is definitely a wave 3. On 4-hour time frame, we do have that divergence between the third and third here. So yeah, I think we could be looking for one more high here, on RSI, possibly even getting back test onto this trend line, and that would be the wave 5 in price, and see how that turns out to be. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I wanted to share on Apple. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and links to my free Discord server in the description below. For now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video, bye bye.